Hello, family. Welcome once again. Thank you for joining us. Today is another wonderful evening. As you can see, I have two great people in the house. Dr. O himself, Chaplain Stephen Olujimi, and of course our own Red Fern. And we are looking at the topic which says, Unpassive's only mission is to uplift humanity. Red, welcome.
Hi, how you doing? Comfort, good to be here and alongside a very esteemed person from the church, Chaplain Stephen Olujimi. Hi, how you doing? Really good to be here. Can't wait to listen to this topic. It's going to be very, very good.
I know it's going to be interesting. Dr. O, you are welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very
You
much.
just go ahead and speak. We can hear you well, so don't worry about your image. We know it's you, and we can hear you well. That's important. Just go ahead and speak.
All right. Thank you very much, my beloved sister Comfort. Thank you very, very much. I need to appreciate you and for what you've been doing for our communities and for the consistency, the effort you've been putting on, and we really appreciate that. And to my brother Red, thank you very much, sir. You have been, oh my goodness. I don't know how to describe the efforts, you and your other brothers and friends have been really doing with Unpassive. Many of us wouldn't really know so much that we know without your effort. And how's your wife and your wonderful wife who's always also there by your side to get the job done with you. So we appreciate ours also. Thank you. Thank you, Comfort, for having me.
So, yes. So, Dr. O, we have to hear it from you a lot. Like we were discussing shortly before we came here, the reason for today is we just want to shed the light of Unpassive on everybody and anybody. So, guys, the mission here is to uplift humanity, and the opportunity is open to anybody, to any organization, to any institution. So sometimes, Dr. O, the problems and difficulties we have is that people who belong to the church, whether believers, Christians, or whatever religion, they think that their religion don't permit certain ways of making money. And so we just want to look at the blessings of Unpassive, how Unpassive can bless people, how Unpassive can bless anybody, and the ethics behind it, and all of those. So we want to start by you just telling us a bit of what you have been doing so that we know where to go from.
All right. Thank you very much, Comfort. Yeah, by way of introduction, let me go to the Unpassive. Let me say this. I registered with Unpassive. My first account was actually on September 3rd, 2019. That wasn't when I heard about Unpassive, but that was when I registered my very first account, September 3rd, 2019. And I've heard about Unpassive, but I was on a mission. I was on a mission field in Ethiopia. And so when I came back, I looked at it and I said, okay, well, I'll go for it. And because, we've lost money here and there, back and forth, and all the rest of them. And so with a friend, and so that really was the beginning of my journey with Unpassive. And I've been really following Unpassive very closely. I've been really learning, a lot about Unpassive, and because I really wanted to know what makes Unpassive different from other programs, to understand this is business. This is not the program like the one that had discouraged me and many, many other people. And, then I was privileged to speak on the global webinar on July 30th, 2020, when as normally do kind of, give room to some people to come and speak. Jeffrey was coordinating that day, then I was brought up, to speak on the global webinar on July 30th, 2020. And that really was a great, honor for me at that time. And so the journey I've been on since then. I've been really, really been involved. I was so convinced that this is just what it is, that many people have been looking for. And I tell you honestly, I've never doubted Unpassive for one day since, I got the concept. And I had a very clear understanding, especially when I look at what it really means to me and to what God has called me to do. And I do believe that, we all know the discovering and the understanding of our purpose in life is very essential, for our personal fulfillment and happiness in life. No matter what it is, if you do not understand your purpose, if you don't discover it and understand it, you're just going to be running a task-cutter in life, in the ministry, in whatever you do. Clear understanding or discovery and understanding of our purpose is the key. So, it quickly jumped out on me to say, well, I was able to immediately connect Unpassive with my purpose and with the how to accomplish that purpose. Okay, I understand my purpose, but then the purpose in life do have challenges. Okay, so those challenges, I found out that Unpassive is really there to help me navigate through those challenges. Okay, I pastored church for many years, and in New York City. Okay, and then by December 1990, the Lord called me and gave me specific assignment on the mission field, that is caring for the needy people. And in New York, I was able to, our ministry was able to minister to a lot of people. We take the gospel and materials, clothing, and every support to the shelter, okay, to several people in the shelter, and, and so on and so forth like that. So from there, we extend our ministry to Africa, but there's a hindrance there. There is a limitation, and this limitation of funding. I remember one of the occasion I was coming from Africa, I wept through my flight back to the United States. I was crying so much that it kind of drew the attention of the, air hostesses, and that they came to me and asked me, what happened? Are you new to the United States? Are you afraid you'll be deported? And they said, no, I'm a citizen of the United States. That's not the thing. They want to understand. Eventually, the captain came and actually invited me to the cockpit, and I had to tell him, I said, you know what? I just have this big issue in my mind. I'm just coming from a mission field, and I discovered that the more I do, the more I see the need and things to be done on ground. And I cried my way back. Look, how can I do more than what I'm doing? I've exhausted all that I have and everything. That really was, so, for someone in that kind of situation, okay, you know what it means when you finally get a glimpse of what the solution to that hindrance or that limitation is. And that really kind of, make the Unpassive maybe mean much more to me than several people. So let me just pause right there. So that is really my way of introduction into Unpassive and how, or what Unpassive really meant to me, what it really meant to my vision and my purpose in life. So let me pause right there for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. O. We've listened to you, and especially me, I've heard more and more and more. So now you saw, it's been a journey, it's a long story. You've done so much, your journey through all of those things and meeting Unpassive. So what difference? Because the more, like you said, the more you go on the ground, the more you do the work, the more you see the need and stuff, and you have this relief about Unpassive. The worry here is Unpassive is here for those of us who understand, is here to uplift this kind of burden. But the people themselves who are in need, they don't see it as a blessing. So how do you shed Unpassive to people, like especially people, believers in God, who think that Unpassive is a wrong way of making money and stuff like that? Because people need to get it so that they do it for themselves and they do it for the other people. What change is Unpassive going to bring, Dr.
Okay,
O?
thank you very much. You see, God gave us there is no one on the planet Earth that's here by accident. We're all here for a purpose. Like I said earlier, discovering of that purpose is the best thing that could happen to any human being. And then, of course, God promised us in the Bible that He will help us. Now, where are you going to see God to get that help? It's not going to come here. You're not going to wake up and just see big angel in your room. You're not going to wake up and find dollars under your pillow. God walks through human beings. In each stage of history, God raised up somebody. When children of Israel were to be delivered from Egypt into the land of Canaan, God raised up Moses. So I sincerely now, and the Bible tells me that, when God called Moses, he said, "Go and tell my people, I've heard their cry, I've seen their tears, and I've come to deliver them." So God raised up Moses as an answer to the prayer of the Israelites under the bondage. So when you and I, when we discovered our purpose, now, I mean, like I said, also, I preached the gospel of Jesus Christ for many years, and then he called me specifically to the mission field. Now, and I wasn't a millionaire when he did. And the assignment he gave me requires a lot of money that I need to spend. So where am I going to get that? Now, that is where something, permit me here to say something that's been going on that is so terrible. Something terrible is happening in our generation now. Now, people, churchgoers, believers are really facing a lot of issues, and on the social media, you'll find a lot of youths, a lot of young people revolting and actually speaking against everything that the churches are doing, the tithe and the offering. And they call it very manipulative, they call it unholy, they call it evil and everything. So much is going on. And the reason for that is because ministers of God, they go to people, and many of them, they do it, in extreme excess. They do it to really, to the hurting of their members. You see, now when the pastors need financial boosting, when they lack resources to do their assignment, they go to people, and many of them, they squeeze life out of people. They make them manipulate and everything. And for real, I'm not going to deny that it's not happening. They are happening in churches. But when the church members need help, guess what? They can't go to their pastor. If they go to their pastor that they have financial help, the pastor send them to go and pray to God. But the question the youth are asking now is this: when you are in need, you came to us and you are saying, somebody give me 1,000, somebody give me 10,000. But when we are in need, you not minister to our need, you are sending us to God. Why don't you go to God when you are in need? You see how terrible imbalance that is? So as a result of that, now when God called me into this ministry, into the caring for the needy, and God knows that I don't have the money to do it. The very first thing God gave me the opportunity to do is to start a small business on the side. That was helping me to keep the ministry going. But then the Lord saw how large my heart is about what he has given unto me. And there are several people. Somebody said graveyard is the most most blessed place on the planet Earth, because the graveyard is full of visions that never saw the light of day, books that were never written, stories that were never told. You understand? So a lot of people, they discover their purpose, but they do not know how to go about it. When challenges of life come, it crush them. They can't achieve it. So as God raised up Moses for Israelites, I see God raised up somebody by name Ashmufara to be a deliverer, to be a helper of destiny, because every purpose needs a promoter, need a helper. So as I see as the helper of destiny to many, many people. And that is what I quickly realized as I began to understand the story. I mean, the real meaning, what ONPASSIVE stands for, in the heart of Ashmufara, is not difficult for anyone who has a vision to understand. So for the pastors and for the mission, it's important that we pay attention and we keep an open mind, okay, so that we can understand what ONPASSIVE means. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. O. Uh, Red, I think you've heard enough, and I just leave it to you for this first round to do whatever you want to do before I come back again. Thank you.
Fantastic. Actually, do you know something? It's really, really interesting, especially listening to a pastor, chaplain of your stature. And it's the interesting part of all of this is you're openly out there saying, I want to do something, but I haven't got those financial part of me that I really need to do the things I want. Now, I don't know about what my purpose is, and I don't really know particularly what my purpose in life is, but one thing I do know within ONPASSIVE, and that is I want to try and give you guys out there as much information as I possibly can about ONPASSIVE. And I kind of think that's what my purpose is. It's my lane, I suppose, is sticking my nose into every nook and cranny that has any involvement in ONPASSIVE whatsoever, and breaking that down into, I suppose, bite-sized pieces that people understand. I kind of think that's what my purpose is. But they say, don't they, that money is the root of all evil. Now, I don't agree with that. I personally believe that money is the tool that we all need in some way, shape or form to be able to do the things that you need to do. Now, Stephen's just said already that he wished he had the money. So he's found a way of getting some money with his business on the side to be able to help now with what it is. But one thing that he does know, and this is what really has excited him, and it should incite every single person out there really, is why is ONPASSIVE going to be literally a godsend to so many people. And that reason is because of how this company has been built. And this is certainly going to resonate with people of the cloth, God-fearing people, churchgoers, and all the rest of it. And that is one word: ethics, right? The whole of ONPASSIVE was built on its ethical nature, right? We are the correction to the corruption. We want to do things in a legal, ethical way that no other company has done. We're not here to extract money, like Stephen was saying, from the normal average person. We're actually here to do something about that imbalance that is there all the time in the online world. And if you can bring that right the way down to the church level and the parish that you are working in, to explain to these guys, listen, I might not be able to give you that financial money that you desire, but what I can do is I can give you the knowledge and the tools so that you can fish yourself, so that you can feed yourself. And that tool is ONPASSIVE. We can give you those parts. We can help you on your way to do something of your own life. Yes, the church is going to bring the message of how you can do it and all the rest of it. I totally understand that. But having the ethical side of ONPASSIVE, working alongside that, this is what you can do for yourself. You only need to do this. Then use those tools for the betterment of not only yourself, but the wider community around you. Now, I've said it so many, and I mean so many times, of one of the things that excites me more than anything about ONPASSIVE is not about the amount of wealth and opulence it's going to bring to so many people, but about the biggest change it's going to do in the poorest countries. I've said it from day one. Why am I saying that? Because it's a level playing field. There is no distinguishing anything to distinguish from somebody who's in Ethiopia, to someone who's in the United States, to someone who's in Vietnam, to somebody who's in India. What you can earn is the same across the board. There is no lower level for people in different countries. Everybody has the same ability to earn the same amount of money. And that really is what excites me. Why? Because the money is going to make the biggest difference in the poorest countries. $100 in Ethiopia you are living literally like a king, and you can get so much done. In the States, in UK here, $100, it really is one meal out for two people, and then it's gone. But in these poor countries, it's going to make a difference. A whole community could actually live off that for 1 month and not have to worry. Now, that is real opportunity. That is real power. When you can get that over to people that this business is available to you. Are you going to be in a position? Chris, you're not helping in the chat, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Are you going to be in a position to be able to help these people to get on the ONPASSIVE ladder? Well, I sincerely hope you will. And that is also going to be available through ONPASSIVE. Maybe not at the beginning, but certainly down the line, we will have the ability to get affiliates underneath us. We will be able to buy their positions, to pay for their accounts, to get them going within ONPASSIVE. Why is that such a good thing to do? Because you're not giving them money. You're giving them the ability to fish for themselves. You're giving them the ability for themselves to make as much as they possibly can. You guide them, you help them. But what thing is, you're not giving them this endless supply of money that they're not going to appreciate, that they're going to expect, rather than giving them the tools that they can use to better themselves. And this is what I love about ONPASSIVE, is the level playing field, no qualifications, and everybody can do it. Back to you, Comfort.
All right. So, Red, if you have a cup of water, you want to take a sip because you are taking another round before you go back to Dr. O. So, the issue here is...
Can I speak to Red?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Let me be your prophet for 1 minute. You talk about understanding your purpose. You see, everything that infuriates you in life is what is pointing to your purpose. Okay, you have a strong desire. I've watched you and Matty and Chris and many of you. You really want to get the message of ONPASSIVE to the whole world. If there is anything you are passionate about, so any error, any mistake you see in the community and you have a strong desire to correct, is pointing to your purpose in life. As a pastor, that question many people had asked over and over again: how do I understand? How do I discover my purpose? And I say, what really matters so much to you? What did you see in the community and make you so upset? What did you see good thing that make you so happy? You're excited. Whatever. Now, someone's child was killed, senselessly with a gun, and she and he, the family, took that as a mission to make sure another child will not be killed, and they want to make sure they stop gun violence. That is so. What really gets you excited? What you would do, even if you are not getting a dime up from doing it, is what points to your vision. I see you, and now when God called Moses, I compared Mr. Ash to Moses earlier. Now, when God called Moses, God called other people to support his vision, because God knew that it is no way he could do it alone. So every one of those that God called to walk alongside Moses, they are all carrying out the same purpose, and each of them are functioning. So I see many of you, including a Comfort and all the rest of you, that are spending time every single day. You are doing not because you are getting paid, not because you desire us to give any kind of favoritism or treat you differently and everything. Like you said, ONPASSIVE is a playing field. You are not doing it for what you can get out of it, but your passion is to be in hands and legs, a supporter and encourager to lifting. In the Bible, we saw that hands of Moses was lifted up when battle was going on. And the Bible tells me that whenever people hold the hand of Moses and they raise it up, Moses was winning the battle. Whenever the hands was down, they were losing the battle. So for every leader, there are people that will raise up the hand of the Moses to get the victory. So that is the way I see many of you that are lifting up the hands up. So that is for purpose in life. Now, one of the things that excites me each time people that I work with in Nigeria, we have, by the way, we have active ministry on ground in Nigeria, in Ethiopia, in Sierra Leone, and South Africa. So one thing that excites me is when other people that I bring on board to work with me, when they say, you know what, since I joined your ministry, I have fulfillment to give me platform to express what God has called me to do. That is so awesome to me. So artist vision is a vision that lifts other visions, and you are that lifter. So that is your purpose, to really make sure that you get this across, and the word is not going to remain the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O. Thank you. So, guys, anybody comes here and speak their language. This is Dr. O's language. We are not preaching. That is his field. And so he can only express himself, saying what he does every day. So we are not taking it out of context. This is still unpassive. We are blessed to be here. So, Red, I really wanted this. Let's come back a bit. I want this information to go out because people will still listen. Even some of the dear people that will watch us here. And the question is, how do you get money from internet? That's what I don't understand. And you talked earlier on about tools and stuff. I just wanted you to use one of the tools and illustrate how people how it can help people first all connect. Because the mission of or the assignment of preachers is to reach out to people with the word of God. And they want as many as millions and billions to hear. And so tell them what O Connect can do. Yeah.
Okay, let's just take O Connect as far as the ministry is concerned. And obviously, this goes for churches, it goes for all religions, to be absolutely honest, that more and more now, you see it all the time of every sermon in every church or every religious place has a live feed, right? It is like almost becoming a natural thing. Why? Because a lot of the congregation, they might be ill, they can't go to church, and one of the ways of getting around that is to have this live feed that is showing the service. And for people who might be in bed or ill in church, they can't get to church, and this is the next best step. And this is only going to get more and more. Okay, it's not something that's going to die off as technology gets better, as the internet coverage across the globe gets more and more and more. This is something that is going to run more and more alongside the churches and other religious places. Let's come along with one of our products. In fact, it's our first saleable product that we have from ONPASSIVE called O Connect. This is our video conferencing platform that does really everything that is talked about as far as conferencing is concerned. It's a worldwide connectivity of things that are needed today. It's an online video conferencing tool, and this really is a simple tool that virtually collaborates with a variety of themes, templates, different occasions, so you know when you're looking at it what kind of theme you are. Obviously, there's templates for churches, etc. It has several outstanding features, including a prompter, audio noise cancellation, whiteboards, calculators, and a lot more. One of the biggest features that is going to be so important to religious departments is a thing called auto translation. Why is that going to be so important? Because it really does start expanding your service to the whole world. You can speak in your language, and with a click of the button, you will be able to auto translate live what that person is saying. You don't need to know the language, but you certainly will understand what is going on by the auto translation. And there's a lot more as well. There's a range of exceptional features that can help users bridge that gap between their geography, location, anywhere, providing seamless connections with unmatched ease. And this also brings an advantage. We're using artificial intelligence elements and this enables really a much better fluidity of the features. Now, when you talk about features with OConnect, there is many. There is the chat area, for instance, you can use very personally rather than to a audience. You can use it one-to-one and all the rest of it. All of the features at the bottom, like I said, with whiteboards, prompters, you can lay background music over, you can have different themes, you can have people in HD or the audio, and there's just so much to go for. This is, like I said, it's a saleable product. Now, if you start introducing that into churches and they see, well, I'm using something already to stream my sermons out there to the congregation that can't be there, how about if I can actually make a bit of money for the church by doing exactly the same? Well, hey presto, here comes OConnect. Why? Because there is an affiliate program involved with that. Super easy. Let's lay it down on the line for you. It's ever so easy. You join as an affiliate, you purchase OConnect as the product. That then gives you the right to resell it. How do you resell it? Somebody else using it through your link. You then instantly get 100% of that commission of that sale back to you in the very first sale, and 25% back to you for every subsequent sale. So how is it going to work? You're thinking, well, for somebody to access what you are showing on your sermon, guess what? They've got to sign up to OConnect through your link that you have told everyone to watch your sermon from. Are they going to buy it then? No, maybe not. They might do. But one thing's for sure is once they are in your organization, they will then be part of what you are all about. ONPASSIVE will drip feed, offer other products and services. They might not want OConnect. They might want something else that we produce in the years to come. They might want one of our other products, and then they might want to buy that. If they buy it, guess what happens? You get a commission. And that's why it is so easy to understand. We don't have to look about if you sell this many, you get this much and all the rest of it. No. Let's take it down just to the basics. You buy a product, you sell it, you make a commission. Plain and simple. And that money is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can buy more products if you want to sell more products. You can take it out, put it into your bank account. You can use it for the good and benefit of your parish. You can do whatever you want to do with it. And that's why I firmly believe, couple that with what we talked about earlier of ONPASSIVE being a ethical company, a legal company, wanting to help humanity within the bounds. We have one product called Oh Bless It is coming. This is more of a crowdfunding type of thing to help organizations. Can you imagine that you would get paid through, let's say, helping someone to build a well so that we can get clean drinking water? I mean, the mind boggles of all of the things that you can use the ONPASSIVE tools and services for to help your community and your churches. But why not? Let's stick to the basics. You do your sermons twice a week, 3 times a week, or whenever it is. You're already showing it on a Zoom or other video conferencing platforms. And how much money are you making it from it? That much. That's how much you're making. Bring OConnect in, show it on OConnect, and at least you are then giving yourself the best opportunity to utilize the product to make commissions for your church. Back to you, Comfort.
Thank you, Red. One quick last one. So who is eligible to making commissions from OConnect? Is it the preachers because they use it, or can the Christians also have an opportunity to make money from this same business? Red?
In short, both. Right? The person who is showing the video is the preacher, right? They will make a commission from anybody that purchases something through their organization. But as a person who is watching it, so the practitioner, is that what the word you use? I can't remember. They have also got the ability to use the tools of ONPASSIVE. They can be an affiliate as well. It's very easy. It doesn't cost anything. You sign up saying, yeah, I want to be affiliate. I want to sell these products and make money for myself. You have to purchase the product first to resell it. But that's all you have to do. You can pick and choose what product you want. You might not want OConnect, but you might want OBless. You might want Ocademy, and do teachings for people to learn crocheting or learn how to knit or learn how to do whatever you want to do. I don't know. And this is the beauty about ONPASSIVE, is there is going to be products and services for everybody, for everything. If there is a need in the internet for a product, ONPASSIVE will build it. And if you are an affiliate, you then have the choice. Do I want to use this? Do I want to resell it? Do I want to make a commission from this? Yes or no? That's your choice. That is why both ends of this stick is a good end to be at, because the church will make the money for people watching them, but also the people who are watching have also got the ability to make some money as well. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Red. So, Dr. O, I think Red has joined you to drive this message home. So there are just 2 points now that I would like to get from you. One, he has talked about so many features that OConnect has to help, that will help preachers and men of God, women of God from all religions and denominations and institutions to take their message through. So what difference would it make? You know, like the auto translation. Just say you are in Nigeria preaching in English, and there's somebody in Cameroon from the French-speaking part of Cameroon, and they need to hear, and they get it automatically because of that translation. Imagine what difference it would make. So just one short comment on that. And also, how is it going to be when there's an opportunity where the preachers will make enough money, the Christians will make enough money, and there will not be, the exploitations or manipulations and stuff? No, and what difference? Just those 2 points for us, and so that we'll gradually round up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, about getting your message across to different people or different languages and everything, I mean, that is really going to be so awesome. That we're preaching, and so you don't have to be a French preacher to preach to French speaker. You don't have to be English to preach to, so you can preach in your language, in any language, and you can get this across. And that is just so, that will help, your audience. Okay, it will really enlarge our audience so much that, we would just love it. I mean, several ministries are struggling to have chapters or missions in different countries and everything, but you can be in one country and you can actually reach out to your audience who love your message in other countries. That is so great. And they're talking about, helping us to get the job done. Now, Red said something earlier about money. Some people believe money is, is the root of evil. No, the Bible says the love of money. That is when you love the money so much that you do not really give it, what it really deserves. When your heart is just in accumulating this money without understanding the purpose why you have that money. So the love of money is the root of evil, not the money. Actually, the Bible says that money answereth all things. The vehicle of the gospel is money. You understand? So there is no way anyone will be able to effectively preach and do what God has called you to do without, the need for the money. And instead of really, now I try to imagine as preacher how you will be able to preach freely without having any bitterness or anger because your member did not pay tithe, did not pay offering. You will preach the gospel without having to compromise what the Bible says. You understand? Because there are several preachers all over today. They know the truth, but they are unable to speak the truth because the financiers of your members who are contributing a lot, They might not like the message you are preaching, the truth you are telling them. And so you have you are a human being, you have the temptation to want to not be able to say exactly the old truth because they might live or something like that. But if you have the money, I'm sorry that my emphasis on the money aspect of it. Of course, the tools are there wonderfully, but I cannot but really talk about the benefit of really getting involved there. So if you don't have to depend, you don't have to swing, you don't have to manipulate, you don't have to cajole, you don't have to drain, your members to give. You will have the freedom to preach the word of God freely. And when you do that, you see, in Africa, there's some crazy things going on. Prayer do not bring money. I know some people would not really want to hear that. No. Money will come when you have services to exchange. Money will come as a byproduct of goods and services. So now people are poor, and you tell them, come and sow into my anointing, and that will give you money. That is fraud. There's no such thing. Giving in the church is not like gambling. It's not gambling. It's not playing lotto. Okay, if you don't have goods or services, money will not come. I don't care how much you pray, unless you want to steal or manipulate people. So the first thing that this opportunity will do to us, when the pastors are blessed, and great opportunity. In fact, all the pastors that are hearing me, let me say this to you. From your members, there are several of your members who are very much on doing internet businesses and every kind of thing. Now, if I have members and I have the kind of tools that ONPASSIVE is giving me, and I open them up to all this, to all these materials and all these softwares and all these opportunities to do what they're doing better, the more that I share with them to help them manage their businesses, the more blessing it brings to me. It's a win-win thing. So we have access to people who trust you. You have a lot of influence over them. When you say something, this is good, they believe it is good. So pastors have more access to actually get this product to their members than those who do not have congregation to speak to. While you struggle to reach out to a friend or two, a pastor is standing one Sunday and is talking to 1,000, 5,000. I had the privilege to preach to a church with 3,500 to 4,000 members. Can you imagine if this is my church and I have the product as good, as powerful as what ONPASSIVE has, and I introduce it to them and show them, number one, it's going to help all my members to make more money, to run their business more efficiently. Number two, it will also bring commissions into them and also to me. So I can go ahead and preach the gospel. Finally, let me say this, comfort. You see, money amplifies what it means in your heart, in your life. If your passion is to help people and you don't have the means of doing it now, very soon when we get to the next level we are going to, the money will amplify that is inside of you. Okay, so that is where my appeal to all the pastors and to all the members, let us, the Bible said, let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. Jesus Christ, that our Savior, is a compassionate Father, a compassionate Savior. So rather than really ripping people off and everything like that, let's see how we can understand, come closer, understand this product that ONPASSIVE has, and see how it's going to help your people. Introduce it to them. Don't keep information to yourself. Don't be greedy. Everybody will win. Understand it, and your first focus is that how will this product help my members do their business better? There are some of your members who are running schools, some of your members who have small businesses, some of your members who do one thing or another. This product will help them, and then help them run their businesses, make their business bigger and more scalable, and also help bring some commission to the table for them. So let the mind of Christ be in us. And then we all will no more be struggling, with tithe and the offering, but we will preach the gospel without even looking back, because we can survive and run the ministry without those things. So thank you very much.
All right, see what's happening now, guys. Sorry about that. So, all right, Red. I was just like, Dr. O is the only right person to say this, because if it comes from you or myself, people would think that we got it all wrong. So I'm happy that we brought him to say it just the way it is. And so we did not say it, it came from the right source. He is saying what he knows and does every day. So I appreciate you, Dr. O, and I'll let Red now make a final word. Maybe you have a call to action. Red, take it over.
I've been blown away by what Dr. O said, and what is going to certainly stick in my memory bank from what he said today is money amplifies what is in your heart. What a fantastic saying. So true. Absolutely so true. What your desire is now is going to be what your desire is in the future when you have money. Nothing will change. If your desire is to get a flash car, that's what you're going to get. If your desire is to help as many people, guess what? You're going to get to help as many people as possible. So I absolutely love that saying, and it is so true. And I think this is what I suppose sets us apart, isn't it, here in ONPASSIVE, to the majority, that we are all part of this humanitarian movement we call ONPASSIVE, because we want to help in as much and in as many ways as we possibly can in our own ways. As you all know, ex-vets is my thing, you know, that's has been an ex-forces. That is where I'm going to start with. Obviously, Dr. O's with the church. You know, everybody has their own areas that they are personally involved with for personal reasons specifically, and that's where they're going to start with. But one thing we've all been taught by our CEO, Ashma Farah, is that we all have the ability to do something good. We know what he wants to do. He wants to be remembered for that man who has done more than any other man for the world. He's not interested in the money. He's interested in wanting to be remembered for those sort of things. And it's filtered down to us, isn't it? Do we need the money? Absolutely. You know, we can't do the things we want to do without having that tool. But if money amplifies what's in our heart first, then we go out and we do it. Absolutely amazing. What an absolute privilege it has been here today for me. Thank you. Back to you, Comfort.
Thank you, Red. Thank you, Dr. O. I appreciate you, and let's just keep the fire going. Let's keep it going. So, guys, if you have listened and you think that this makes sense and you are not part of ONPASSIVE yet, or you did not understand and they have just unpacked it today for us, drop a comment in the comment section, ask a question for clarification. We are here to help anyway to bring you on board, because like you listened to Dr. O, fields are wide, harvests are waiting, and we want to make the harvesters. So thank you. Have a wonderful evening. And thank you, Red. Thank you, Dr. O. Bye.
Thank you very much for having us today. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Red.
Thanks. Bye.